Archer and the Devil.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Archer and the Devil.
Welcome to Archer and
The Devil. Archer and the Devil. Episode 5.
Archer and the Devil.
Apparently we've now got a theme
We've got a
tune.
theme song.
Jesus Christ. I prefer the band 5 for episode 5 rather than your rendition of whatever that just was.
Fuck 5.
Don't sit there telling me fuck 5 when you've got a Nirvana t-shirt on.
Are you serious? You're going to compare 5?
One album. Did they have Nirvana? One
They
album?
had 3 albums.
3 albums. Oh shit. Then he died and apparently they're the fucking best band in the world. Get in the bin.
I'm not saying they're the best band in the world, but they're better than 5. Actually, that's even like relegating them too much. Like they're significantly better than 5.
5 had more albums than Nirvana.
How many? That's because he fucking died. Well, technically,
I mean, that's a fair point.
They had 3 albums, and then
think of that.
Then a B-sides album, and then 2 live albums as well.
How many Nirvana t-shirts compared to any other band t-shirts do you ever see? You only see, if you're wearing like if you don't know anything about music, right? For instance, people will wear a Nirvana t-shirt.
So, or you mean you notice when people wear Nirvana t-shirts more than any other band?
No, I notice a lot of things.
I don't think you see that many. Okay, sorry, I'm Mr. Observant. I don't think you see. I don't think you see more, especially now. Like he died in 1994.
I see many Nirvana t-shirts compared to One Direction or Coldplay.
Yeah, but that's because
and that fucking Rolling Stones thing with a tongue.
I've got one of those t-shirts.
Of course you have. I haven't got one. Do you know why? Because I'm not that guy.
Because you don't like music.
No, I do.
What music do you like?
5.
Fucking. Were they called 5 because there's 5 of them?
Yeah, and the 5, the word 5, the first letter was a number 5. 5.
Like Dead Mouse.
I-V-E. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And there's only 3 of them now.
Wait,
So they're 3 now.
they're called 3 now.
No, they're still called 5.
They're still called 5, but there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
If you don't know who 5 are, because you're not from England,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
or
if you don't know who
taste
5
in
are?
They were a 90s boy band, a la
One of the best.
Boys, NSYNC.
One of the best 90s British
Name
boy
one
bands.
5 song.
If you're getting down, Slam Dunk the Funk. I got 5 on it. That might not have been one of those.
That was Lunis.
They fucking collaborated with Queen. Yeah, that's right. 5 and Queen.
You know Freddie Mercury's dead, right?
It's not the point.
I made a film about it and everything.
Queen still... I've never seen that film.
It's alright.
Still haven't watched it.
Don't
Tell you what I did watch the other week. On against your recommendations, Birds of Prey.
What do you reckon?
Dog shit.
Piece of shit, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it now because
Piece of shit.
it's been out weeks. But
It's a fucking bullshit
it was
movie.
so disappointing.
The only thing worse is Suicide Squad.
See, I think Birds of Prey was worse.
I don't. And the thing is, I've got nothing against, like, a lot of people, it's had a lot of shit because people have been, like, against it and they say it's because it's, like, a very in-run film.
It's nothing to do with that.
It's just a piece of shit. It's just a piece of shit. Like, if they were dudes, still a shit of film.
The story's just wank.
Yeah,
it's just...
really, honestly, I think in the last act I was like, has this film started yet?
And the whole thing had been advertised saying it's about Harley Quinn getting together with this band of girls and this, that and the other. At the end of it, she's not even in the Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
It's the other girls.
Don't watch it. Spoiler alert. It's shit. Don't watch it.
I was like, me and producer Rob went and what was your thoughts on it, Rob?
Wait. Where was? Oh, I'd already seen it. That's why I wasn't invited.
I thought it was really good when the girl
Stop talking.
that wasn't Harley Quinn was on the screen.
Oh, she was hot.
Yeah.
The canary.
Yeah. She was hot.
She's super hot.
Do you know the singing bit was her voice as well?
Really?
Yeah.
And you know what? Towards the end, where they go, Canary, you know what you've got to do. And she shouts really loud and they all fall.
Fuck me.
Like,
this sonic boom leaves her mouth.
like, you've had that power the whole film
Yeah.
and you choose to punch people in the face instead of just shouting loudly.
All the time.
Look, I try and do that.
My favourite thing was that
time.
she did it and then was like emotionally drained.
And just fell out and collapsed.
Had to lie down.
I live my life like that, shouting at people, and they never fall over.
It is ultimately a comic book movie.
I even said to Rob at the beginning, I'm like, I love the Action Man film, not the Action Man
The
film.
Action Man film.
I mean, he might be good, but the comic book and the Marvel films and all that, because you know it's going to be bullshit.
Yeah.
You know it is.
Yeah.
Whereas Harley Quinn is from the superhero genre, but she's got no superpowers.
I think that's what DC have done a lot of, is trying to go the more off the back of the
Real.
Dark Knight, go like fit it into a realistic universe.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's in the 80s and this, that, and the other, and you're like,
But
hang
that
on a
only
minute.
works until you have Superman flying around Did you see Justice League?
I think so.
Also a piece of shit film, right? And in that, the whole thing is that like Superman's dead. Again, if you haven't watched it, don't
it's
worry.
Years old.
Just don't worry. Yeah, you should have watched it by now. I think there's like a leeway on how long you have to wait before
I don't
spoilers
care.
are allowed.
Fuck 'em.
Cool, yeah.
Watch it when it's out. Keep up with current affairs.
Yeah.
Move on with your life.
Yeah, 100%. But he's dead, and then they bring him back, and like the last act is him just coming and basically just like donning the whole situation because he's fucking Superman.
Which, yeah.
And it's just like, so I've just watched 3 hours of a film.
For no reason.
It's like, that's what I'm not gonna go into it now, but like time travel films annoy me just because all this shit will happen and then time travel happens
Go into it.
and it undoes everything.
Go into it.
Okay, but like, so Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
It's like
with the gauntlet
Yeah,
clicking your
it's like
fingers.
the back of 22 movies they've made, right? 22.
Is that how many there
individual-
is?
Yeah. It was 21 or 22 movies. I think that was the 22nd movie. So you've got all the Thor franchise, the Iron Man franchise, and all of those films that have led to this.
I forgot about Thor. There's all them as well, isn't there? There's so
the
many.
third Thor film's tits, Ragnarok. That's fucking awesome. But you have all these films that lead up to this moment, and then time travel happens.
With no real explanation.
At all. Well, they'll try and explain it. They'll put some bullshit pseudoscience behind it to try and like justify it. But why have I spent years invested in characters and plots and everything else for you just to go
For literally a click of your
for
fingers.
the reason to be because time travel.
Yeah.
And time travel, unless I think there's some films like Looper, if you've seen that one, that kind of makes it work. But time travel doesn't work in any film because time travel cannot exist.
Right. Strap in, people.
Because
Strap in. Sit down. Get a cup of tea. Get ready.
The thing is, okay,
This shit's happening.
so time, we're going there now, right?
Right, we're going there.
Time is a measurement of the expansion of the universe.
Slow down.
I said that
Slow
pretty
down.
slow.
I know I'm the most intelligent man in the world,
You are. We established
as
that
we
last
established
week.
last week.
Yeah.
But for the less intelligent people out there, not me, slow down.
The universe is expanding. We discussed this on podcast 2 about the dark matter. Is it expanding?
Did we?
We did.
Right.
So the universe has been exponentially expanding since the Big Bang.
What does exponentially mean for everyone else out there?
Continuously.
Okay.
Wait, no it doesn't.
Okay.
Exponentially means at an alarming rate.
Okay.
I think. I'm probably wrong on that as well. Something like that.
Right.
Greatly. Anyway, moving on. So it's been growing consistently since the Big Bang. But it'll only go so far. So there's a point where it will stop and then start retracting. And there's theories on this of like, will time then reverse and happen in a linear motion backwards? So this conversation will happen again.
Right. Rewind. Fucking hell. Slow down.
Right.
So,
At the point,
at the minute, what is going where?
universe is expanding, getting bigger.
How? Why?
I don't know. But
In what sense?
It's like inertia. So the Big Bang happened.
And it's still effectively happening.
Yeah, so because everything was going out, so this is still a motion of it moving outwards.
Okay.
It's still growing.
Yeah.
So the universe is like oval shaped, and it's growing. I might be wrong on that, but it's growing out, and the expansion itself is what creates time. There's like 4 dimensions. There's 3 temporal, and another one, which will come to me in a minute. So depth, length, and width are 3 dimensions, which is why we exist in 3 dimensions. And the other one is time. And time obviously only goes one way. So if I pour this beer out onto the table, like I did in the first one, I can't put that back in there because time only exists in one way. If I smoke a cigarette, I can't then reverse that cigarette to go back into a cigarette because that's the arrow of time,
Okay.
which goes in one direction.
I like One Direction. Another boy band reference.
The reason time travel cannot exist in the most simple way possible is because 1984 doesn't exist. 1984 is just what we called that moment in time. So the reason you couldn't get a little machine and put in the 1st of January 1984 and go back to it is because it doesn't know what it is. That's just what we called it. And that's what we in this country call it. That doesn't mean that's what other countries call it. Like the calendar itself is only like the Gregorian calendar, which is one we use, which was named after Pope Gregory the 13th. He was the one that implemented it. Before that,
Right.
so the calendar we had before that was the Julian calendar. The Julian.
What is going on?
The Julian calendar was Julius Caesar. So Julius Caesar they had a calendar off there because before that, basically, the way time worked, or years worked anyway, was just say you had a monarch or a leader in who you didn't really like, you just bullshit about time. So say a year's passed in 10 months, so we can get him out quicker.
Okay.
Or if you were ruling, you can just stretch time. So if you only had 4 years in charge, you can just lie and say these 4 years
Are longer than what they are.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to do it can last longer.
Yeah.
So Julius Caesar made a calendar which was limited to 52 weeks in a year, 365 days, leap years every 4 years. But there were differences to it. I think that was 45 BC, which was at the time, that's by our calendar now, that was 709, the year 709, and that was initiated from Rome, the creation of Rome being day one of the calendar. Stay with me. So the day they built Rome, that was day one. 709 years later, he changed the calendar.
How did they know it was 709 years?
Because based on the Julian calendar,
They just worked it out.
they worked it out. So that was 709 years. And then a Romanian dude called Dionysius Exius or something like that, in 525, which by our calendar was 12...
I feel like I'm stoned.
78, stay with me. In 1278, but our 1278, they changed it to work off Jesus, which is the calendar we have now.
Yes.
So AD is Anno Domino and BC is before Christ.
So they changed a calendar based on maths and an actual person to somebody that nobody's ever really seen, nobody really exists, but they've gone, oh, well, that must be true then.
Well, yeah, because the things with Jesus, I think it was 50 years after Jesus when people started initially believing him. It took about 300 years before Christianity was an accepted religion globally. So 300 years after Jesus, Christianity was a fully fledged religion, which obviously now being the biggest religion in the world. And then there was this monk, I think he was a monk or someone anyway, Romanian dude, who changed the calendar to coincide with Jesus. But that didn't happen.
There's a lot going on here.
That didn't happen until 1200 years after Jesus. So, for example, when 1066 happened, Battle of Hastings in this country, it wasn't the year 1066. So you can't time travel back to 1066 because it doesn't exist. Does that make sense?
Not even a little bit.
How doesn't it make sense? If you put 1066 into a computer, when the year 1066 happened, it wasn't called 1066.
Yeah, but can't it just count back like the Romans did?
Based on what?
Now, like that computer knows how long a year is. So it goes, oh, okay, well, we're in year 2020 now. 1066 was then. I'll just
Okay, so let's say you could...
detract them. I'll detract. Well, I don't know what the maths are, but there's a lot of years in between there.
Right.
I'll just take off 1,000 years
Yeah.
or the give or take. What is it? 1,000 and no 9. I don't know. Anyway, maths.
Anyway, maths.
Quick maths.
It's maths.
Do the quick maths. Rob will put the number up on the,
He will, yeah, he'll
the
work it
screen, and then it'll go right. So that was so many years ago. I'll just pop back so many years ago, and off you go.
Okay, based on that,
Julius
maybe.
Caesar did it.
Maybe based on that, but if you go back, say, for example, 3,000 years, when they used to fuck with years, they used to have more years.
Okay.
Then how would you be able to go back there? So you couldn't go back to, for example,
It'd be less specific.
you couldn't travel to 3,000 years in the past to a specific point because that might not have been.
No,
3,000
you could
years.
travel 3,000 years back using today's measurement.
Yeah, and we've only used today's measurement in this country, for example, in the UK and the colonies. We've only used it since 1782. So it's only been 237 years that we've used that this current calendar. It's been 237 years we've used it for.
I didn't know that.
And before that, it's been created for 500 years. It was created in 1582. And even then, when it was implemented on October 4th, 1582, and the day after was October 15th. They took 10 days out. To make it work, they took 10 days out of the calendar. So October 4th, 1582, they were like, right, we're bringing in this new calendar today, but tomorrow is October 15th.
So we just lost.
Just lost 10 days. So if it was your birthday that year,
You didn't get any older.
you were fucked. Oh yeah, you didn't get. I guess you didn't get older. You didn't get presents either. You didn't get to celebrate and cake. But yeah. And anyway, going back to initially, the point being, that's why time travel cannot exist because it's based on assuming if you put in 24 years based on a date, it can't go back there because that date doesn't exist. And not only that, but because time only exists in one linear arrow of time going outwards, you can't travel from here backwards because it only goes in one direction.
See, I heard a theory on another podcast that said, scientists have now said, if they do invent a time machine, you will only be able to go back to the point that time machine was invented.
Yeah, because if it wasn't invented before that, there's nothing for you to go back to.
No, exactly. So if they invent the time machine tomorrow, in 10 years you can only go back to tomorrow.
Right, okay.
And that's it. Which makes sense.
That could work because you could build a measurement based on a different...
From that point,
yeah,
you can say now, right, from this point, this is point 0. Let's go forward
so
from there.
You can create an equation.
Yeah.
But again, that's assuming time is linear and just go horizontally rather than vertically. Because if it happened vertically, then all time happens in a single moment. So everything that's ever happened is happening in this moment. So last week's podcast, when Jesus died, dinosaurs, is all happening right now.
See, I think I preferred the hooker stories, if I'm honest. Because I have no fucking idea what's going on.
But it's a way, again, because we don't really know. There's no known thing. But if time was in a singular moment, which it could be, it could potentially that all of this is happening within a single moment.
Is this a parallel universe thing?
No. This is because the only thing that's real is now. Everything that's happened prior to this, the conversation we had 10 seconds ago, is now theoretical because it's not currently happening. And the conversation...
It's on camera.
But when you're watching it back, you're watching it in the present. So it's consistently in the present. So anyway...
Should have had today off.
Avengers...
You should have sat in today, Rob.
So my problem with Avengers is, coming full circle, is they undid 22 films with...
That makes no sense.
My finger is Thor. Oh. Say it out loud.
Oh, okay.
Rob's making Thor jokes.
Oh, is Avengers upsetting you because it's a cop-out?
Yeah, 100%.
Or is it because it's, like, bad science, or if it's not possible, or
Both.
is it just an easy way to end the franchise?
If your film...
Is that the end of it now? Is there going to be more?
Avengers, there's more.
Oh, there is?
There is more, yeah. They're going into phase 4 next.
I know there's that Black Widow. She's got a film coming out soon.
That Black Widow chick.
Yeah.
So the problem is, I find with films like that, if your film is like Back to the Future, the core principle of that film is time travel. That's the MacGuffin of the film.
The what?
The MacGuffin. So, like, Jaws is a MacGuffin. So the film...
What does fucking MacGuffin mean?
MacGuffin is...
Google that shit, Rob.
So it's something that allows you to narrate a story around it.
Have you just made that word up?
No, it's a real word.
MacGuffin?
MacGuffin.
Like MacGyver?
No.
Like muffin?
Like muffin. Like a Scottish muffin.
My guffin?
MacGuffin.
Isn't that when you fart, a guff?
It might be.
An object or device in a film or a book which serves merely as a trigger for the plot.
Right, so that's what I mean. You build narrative of it. It's a catalyst
Noun.
for you to
Yes.
tell your story.
Is it?
a noun.
It does say now.
And what's it called? A MacGuffin?
A MacGuffin. Yeah.
So it's a specific film term, that is?
So for example, in Looper, in Back to the Future, the MacGuffin was time travel. That allowed you to tell that story about time travel.
Okay.
The film isn't about time travel. It's about all the shit that happens
But that's the
in the
basis.
film. That gives you the allowance to tell a story around it.
See, we've all learned something else today.
Right, but
MacGuffin.
But Avengers wasn't that.
Is that more loving? Is that different?
That is different. But that's a fucking great movie. Superbad is a fucking... Watch it again. Every time I watch it, I forget how fucking good it is and how quotable it is.
MacGuffin.
So yeah, a MacGuffin is... So like Jaws, in the movie Jaws, the shark is the MacGuffin.
Yes.
Because
I don't like that film.
Do you not?
It ruined my life.
I used to have blue carpet in my house and I was terrified of a shark. I mean, I was like 4 when I watched it or something like that. Thanks, Dad.
I now no longer will not go in deep water.
I will now no longer not go in deep water.
I now will not... Triple negative. I will now no longer. That's how much it fucking annoys me and upsets me.
I can't swim, so I don't go in deep water.
What?
Can't swim.
You're 36 years old.
37 years old. I could drown real good. Like, I'm great at drowning.
How can you not swim?
Because I was born with sad music now, Robert K.
Yeah.
With I've forgotten what it's
Is there a
called
medical
now.
reason why you can't swim?
Perforated eardrums. So I have holes
okay.
in each of my eardrums. That's why I'm so loud. Well, I was loud until I met you.
Yeah.
In comparison. But if I put my head underwater, if I submerge it for too long underwater, the water pressure builds up.
Even now?
Yeah. I had an operation on it when I was like 11, did fuck all. I was meant to have another one. I've got 15% hearing loss in each ear. It doesn't affect me, so I just never got it fixed again after that. But it does mean I can't swim.
No, it doesn't. It means you can't put your head underwater.
Yeah, but that involves...
It doesn't.
part of swimming.
It doesn't.
So when I was in Thailand, like about 7 people tried to teach me how to swim.
There's
And one
science
night-
and shit now that can help
to be
you.
fair, I was drunk at the time. Probably isn't the best
They're
time.
called earplugs. Just put earplugs in.
No, I tried it when I was at school. Like, we used to go swimming at school. And I tried it, and it just didn't work. I mean, maybe the science now.
Is it the pressure
Yeah.
of being underwater?
Yeah.
Not like stressful. I mean, like the actual,
The actual water,
pressure.
Yeah. The cubic
weight.
measurement of
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't swim.
Well, if there's anybody out there that would like to teach the devil to swim,
That would be great.
then please hit up your boy, because I feel like he should
Your
fucking
boy.
be able to swim.
I should be. The thing is,
He's a grown-ass man.
we're very landlocked here. I don't.
What if you
need
drown?
to where? You
You can drown in a half an inch of water. Did you know that?
You
wouldn't have to swim in it.
Right, I was about to say,
But-
swimming isn't going to help me in that situation. We live 200 miles circumference from the closest beach.
There's a fucking lake over the road.
I don't
You
go
could
in
still-
it.
But you could still drown in it. What if there's a zombie apocalypse? Then what? What if you... The only place zombies can't get,
It's
according to
underwater.
films,
It's
is in
underwater.
water.
Darren McGuffin,
Who are?
zombies.
Are they?
Yep.
Oh, because that's the basis of the
It's the
story.
narrative. It tells you the narrative around it.
Okay. Anyway, if the fucking coronavirus carries on
Yeah.
and we're in a zombie apocalypse,
Yeah.
and you're fucking in a lake and it's me and you, I'm not fucking waiting for your fucking can't swim ass. You're on your own, pal.
Why are we swimming to somewhere, or
Could
are we
be.
getting a boat?
What if it's like
I'll get-
Utopia over there and it means you've got to swim over a moat and it's the only way, there's no boat, there's no nothing, what are you going to do?
Make a raft.
What if you can't?
I can make a raft.
No, you can't.
I've
What
got
if
an axe in my car. I can make a raft.
What if the Trident missile that we talked about last week goes off as a nuclear fucking holocaust? There's nothing on the planet Earth anymore. One town is left that somehow survived because there was a big bubble over it. And it's complete wasteland, and the only way to get over to this place is to swim the moat. What are you going to do? You'd be dead, mate.
I'm gonna die.
You'd be no more.
No, what I'll do is
It'd be a shit podcast. It'd just be me talking shit for an
you
hour.
know when you're at school and you get those inflatables.
They don't exist. It's a nuclear holocaust.
How do they not?
You're not going to carry them around with you.
They don't stop existing.
Is that in? They do it in nuclear. Is that in your
I
zombie
get in my
apocalypse
car,
helpful
I
kit?
drive to a community centre.
You can't.
We did put, if you go back on our podcast, we referenced the zombie apocalypse quite a lot.
We've moved away from zombies now. We're now in a nuclear holocaust. It's a wasteland. It's an Aceland. An Aceland? A wasteland.
No, wasteland.
It's a wasteland
A
of
dystopian,
nothing. Unless you're carrying around armbands
post-apocalyptic.
in your nuclear holocaust survival kit.
How do you know I don't?
I think
Maybe I'll
there's
make
more
it.
important things.
Maybe I'll make it a fashion accessory from now on.
I think you need to learn to swim. Is
I
the
think
basis
if I
of this.
lived, no, I'd like to learn to swim. That was the only thing. Like when I was in, we went to Maya Bay where the beach was shot, the movie DiCaprio movie.
Is the beach a MacGuffin?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, the beach is a MacGuffin. With the island a MacGuffin.
Okay.
If you know what I mean. Which you do.
MacGuffin.
So we went there, and there was like me, 2 of my mates, and this Australian girl. We all went out on this boat, like with a few other people. There's like 15 of us on the boat, and they take you around to like different islands and stuff like that. And the only bit that was shit was when everyone goes snorkeling. So
I'm the same. I get off the boat.
I sat on the boat drinking beer.
We went to Barbados, and everyone else jumped off the boat swimming with turtles, crystal clear water, everything. Lovely. There's me sat on the boat talking to the captain.
So wait, you're giving me all the shit about how I need to swim.
No, I can swim. I just don't like... I'll go swimming in a pool, in the sea up to my waist, but if anything touches my feet, I'm fucking out of there. I'm not interested.
Then how do you know that you can swim?
Because I can swim.
When was the last time you swam?
You don't forget, It's literally like riding a bike. You don't forget. But once you can swim, you can swim.
The thing is, the only time I'm not scared of anything in life. The only time I panic is if I'm in water.
Same. Deep water. Deep. Yeah.
Like if I'm in a bath, I'm alright. But like if and when I was in if
it's raining, are you just running away?
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. So, no, like I love the rain. With stuff like that, it's not an issue. When I was in Cambodia, me and a few guys had got like this beach hut on the beach, and we stayed there for a couple of days, and we were literally 20 feet from the coast, and it was this white sand, crystal blue water beach, and they would go out swimming in it, and I'm like just chilling with my beer, and one day I started hammering down with rain, like tropical island rain. I was like, I need to go out into that water, so went and was like treading water. I've never been that scared.
Yeah, that's because you can't swim. I get that. Mine's an irrational fear of Jaws biting my legs off. That's my issue.
What if you're in a lake?
Same thing. I used to think that fucking Jaws was going to eat me in the swimming pool when I was learning. Well, not learning to swim at school, but when I was in the pool at school.
Yeah.
You know, like them the big poles that if you drown, they've got like a big like a hoop on the end.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you drown, they can hoop you out. For some reason, somebody dropped one in the bottom of the pool, so you could see it like at the bottom. And as I was swimming my lengths, if I caught a glimpse of it down at the bottom of the pool, I would panic and fucking swim to the side of the pool, because it genuinely gave me that, and Blair Witch ruined my love of camping.
So, you know, I still love. That's why I've got an axe in my car, because of camping is like going and chopping up wood and shit like that.
Or Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch was just it gave me a headache.
I don't watch scary films.
I don't really like scary films.
I don't like them.
Well, I don't like horror
I don't even
films.
like the dark. Straight up, don't like the dark. I just don't. I'm being honest. I don't like the dark. I don't like the feeling of not knowing.
Where you lived prior to here,
I know.
You take the dogs out in pitch black from like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I had a really bright head torch.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you shit yourself constantly though?
I had a big fucking dog with me, so it wasn't too bad. But if I was like, even just like sometimes walking down to the bottom of the garden and going in the garage, if I don't put the light on in the garage, if I can panic a little bit.
But when you panic, is it so I'm going to full on. Do you want to lie down? We'll go full therapist here.
Go for it.
Do you fear about real life things or supernatural things?
I know it's like an axe
or is
murderer.
it just right? So it is real life.
I don't know. I don't know.
Or is it just an irrational fear?
I think it's just an irrational fear of something. I think the biggest thing is not knowing what's there.
What do you think is there?
I don't know, but it could be something that...
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes and no. And I say yes because I like the idea of it. I say no because I think if there was real, you'd see more of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do they only present themselves to specific people at certain times? Shit ton of people die every day.
Yeah.
So if there was ghosts, wouldn't we be overrun with ghosts?
But that's assuming you can see them at all.
True.
And it's also assuming that you're putting... So I'm going to go deep again now, sorry. If you're saying that your physical being, your vessel, your meat suit, stays with you, and that's
rude, but
that's
yeah.
the thing, that's the person you are, which I don't believe. I think your body is just a vessel. And the energy inside of you, inverted quotes, is what makes you. That's the dog drinking water. If you can hear slurping, Jake isn't just really enjoying this conversation.
The dogs are becoming an integral part of this podcast,
really are,
apparently.
Yeah, they are.
Carry on, what we're saying, meat suit.
Yeah, so like if you die, then does your energy go back into the universal superintelligence?
I believe...
But without a physical... Like, so why is a ghost necessarily you? Why would it look like you? Why would a ghost have...
That's what I mean, yeah, you could be anything. It could literally be anything. It could just be a bit of electricity. It could be anything. Ultimately, it's just energy. So where does that energy go? It all depends on your beliefs.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneeze.
Okay.
First time.
Bless you.
First time on podcast. We've done quite well because I sneeze a lot of stuff.
Gone 5 episodes.
Yeah, it all. I think you believe it's your religion, your belief, your even down to like we mentioned there about Jaws. Depending on what films you watched as a kid.
Also, do sharks have ghosts?
Good point. Animals.
Because if a ghost is the remnants of a living being who hasn't passed over, maybe that's the thing as well. Maybe that half of them are in heaven, half of them in hell, and the only ones that are here, if you believe in that, which I don't. But maybe it's because half of them have gone.
Okay, so if you don't believe in heaven and hell, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't believe in ghosts.
You don't believe in ghosts,
I don't
right?
believe in
Okay.
ghosts. I don't. I'm not going to say I believe anything specific. I don't believe in God, anything like that at all. I do entertain the theory, like a thought experiment, that maybe we are one. There's a Bill Hicks line, which is we are one. Who's a comedian? If you don't know who Bill Hicks was, we are one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively.
When you say this shit, say it fucking slowly.
We are one consciousness.
Okay.
Experiencing itself subjectively. So if you think of it like a bathtub full of water, and everyone gets a shot glass and takes a bit out, that's who you are. That's what's made you, right? So we are all from the same pool.
Yeah.
And everyone has an individual experience of that one thing.
Okay.
So we are all one energy that comes from a singular source, but have a unique experience of that source because we're a bit taken from it. And when you die, you return to it. Again, I'm not saying I necessarily believe it, but
so you're saying that shot glass would go back in
afterwards,
to the bath?
Yeah. So when you die, it goes back into that.
Okay. And that's the thing, is it's a theory.
It is a theory.
It's what you believe in.
That's the thing, I don't believe it. It's just, I guess I like to believe it.
There's a theory of when you die. What was it? They say that you see a light. Have we discussed this before?
You say
you see a light. They say you see a light at the end of the tunnel when you die. I'm going towards the light.
Yeah.
And then they say that then that light is you coming back into the world as a baby.
Okay, so straight away.
So you just go from out of one straight into the other one, bang, that's the light into the open. And that's what, because have you seen, a friend of mine actually has got experience with this. He's got a young son who has regressed thoughts of being someone else, of a past life.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, he said he'll just suddenly start talking about something or someone as if it was the most normal thing in the world, but it'd be like the war from like the fucking 1500s or something like that, or a Victorian boy or something like that, as if it was the most normal thing in the world, but not as in he's learnt it at school as a lesson. He's
like
literally experienced like a memory, like an
yeah,
actual experience. So could that be that you just keep going in and out through different, and you just almost recycle yourself?
But would that not be, I mean, this is my thing, it's like, rather than coming through consistently death, birth, death, birth, death, birth, because not even that, like, that's saying that your consciousness comes in at birth. That's when you come online. Because if you're conceived, then do you not have consciousness then? I don't know if you do, I'm just asking the question. Like, would it come straight into...
Do you remember stuff before you're born, do you mean?
The 9 months when your mother carries you.
Yeah.
Is that energy, that consciousness or whatever, is that prevalent then? Or does it kick in, based on the theory of reincarnation, does it kick in as soon as your eyes open, you're born, you come online, you start crying? That's your birth, spiritual birth, in reincarnation talks. And it's one of those things, I'm fascinated by stuff like that. Just about, because I've never believed in heaven or hell. I think it's Santa Claus for adults. It's, if you're good, you get a present. If you're bad, you get a lump of coal. Well, how do you control people when they're older?
If you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you go to hell. Yeah.
Like, why would me, being the devil, if you come to hell and you've done my bidding, you've done evil for your whole life, surely I'd reward you.
From being the devil.
Why would I punish you?
Yeah.
You've been doing my shit for like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, people only ever talk about
it's
the
like,
good side being God. They don't say, well, forever, and this is what always gets forgotten about, is for every good thing there's a bad thing.
Right. Balance. It's a yin and yang.
There's God and there's the devil. So like you've just said, if you've been bad all your life,
surely I'm going to reward you for it.
Has the devil got like his own like good and bad? Do you know what I mean? Like it's just it makes no sense.
And not only that, but the thing is, the way hell works in Christianity anyway is that it's like a prison almost. You know what I mean? It's like a prison if you haven't lived a true and just life. But in the Bible, there's like if you wear if you wear denim and cloth, you go into hell. It's literally in the Bible. You can't mix cottons or like threads or materials. Like genuinely, like there's some bullshit in the fucking Bible. If you can find that, which one that is.
What, denim and cloth?
Yeah, it's not specifically denim and cloth, but there's a thing in the Bible about if you mix materials, it's like a sin. It's obviously not as big as like thou shalt not kill. I
mean, it's still true now.
Double denim.
Basically.
But no, that's wearing the same cloth though.
Like my nan used to say, blue and green should never be seen. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't wear both at the same time.
Can you not?
Because it's a sin.
I don't know if I've ever wore blue and green together.
I had a blue and green. Do you remember when like lumberjack jackets?
Yeah.
Were like what I don't know what the tartan kind of situation.
Like this one.
Basically, yeah that back in the day when I was younger, probably 14, 15 was a big thing. But there was like coats, like thick.
I used to have one because they were fashionable.
And I had one and it was blue and green.
Do you know why that became? Sorry, go on.
Every time I wore it, my nan would say, "You shouldn't wear that." I'd be like, "Why not?" She'd be like, "Blue and green should never be seen."
Do you know why that became here?
What?
But why would we're not lumberjacks, right? The reason that became, genuinely, the reason that became a thing was because of Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. That whole grunge scene was in Seattle. In Seattle, there's a lot of trees, there's lots of lumberjacks. That's just the shit that they wear.
Right.
So it's not that they wear it to be fashionable. It's just you go to a shop.
So because these bands wore it.
So because the bands wore it, it became the fashionable thing.
We should end the podcast there because that's gone full circle.
That's gone full circle.
So that's gone from start to
We've gone back to Nirvana.
The garments thing.
Garments thing.
It says, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. So basically, you're not allowed to wear
a linen shirt
of materials.
That's a sin if you do.
And it's a sin, and apparently it increases the power of passing off electricity from the body, whatever that means.
So there you go.
So if you wore,
you would end up at the fucking gates of hell
because you wore linen and wool.
One day,
so many fucking celebrities in hell.
Yeah. So who's getting into heaven? Like, what kind of life must you have lived?
Oh, that's what I mean.
To get to
heaven.
You
can even like commit a sin by mistake.
That's what I mean.
But then they say, oh, but if you do,
you can repent.
And you repent, then you're good.
You can repent.
So that makes sense.
So in that case, you can just produce mass genocide for your entire life.
But I'm ever so sorry.
I apologise for that.
I'm sorry for that.
I've learned from my mistakes.
I won't do that again.
There's 6 million Jews that I killed.
Can I go to heaven now, please? Yes, because you said sorry, and
yeah.
it's in our religion to forgive.
But that's what I mean. Religion is, and I apologise to anyone who is religious and listening and who gets offended by this. But I think it is just it became a moral code for getting people in an age where it was necessary.
I think it was a thing of hope as well, wasn't it? To begin with, initially it was hope. Like it gave somebody. It's the same with. If I believe in a lot of the infinite possibilities and stuff like that, which is basically positive mindset. You know what I mean? If you act positive things will happen to you.
Yeah, we discussed in the second one about the positive actions.
Yeah, you attract. There's the laws of attraction and stuff like that. You attract, if you're being positive and you're giving it out to what they say, their term they use is the universe.
Yeah.
So if you're putting out positivity to the universe, you attract positivity back. If you boil it down, the universe is effectively God. So if you're being nice, and God sees it, He will be nice back to you. He will give you things.
He'll be
nice
rewarded
to you.
for it.
It's the same thing. It's just a different way of selling it, basically. Yeah. And I've always said, like, at the end of the day, if your religion means that you're less of a dickhead and it gives you something to look forward to, it gives you a bit of hope or a bit of a reason, even just a reason to get up in the morning, who's it hurting?
But at the same time, playing advocate, if you're not living, if you're only living on a limitation of trying to have a successful afterlife, then, because I've had someone ask me this before, like someone who was religious, and like, well, what makes you stop raping people and murdering people then? Like, I'm not like I don't need religion to
Tell me not to do them
It's
things.
not even that. It's not through fear of going to hell I don't do them. It's because I'm not a dick. Like, if the fact that the only thing holding you back from rape and murder is religion, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was if that wasn't an issue, then you'd be like, well, fuck it, I can just rape and murder who the fuck I want then. If that's the only reason you're not doing it, I worry for you. So if you hear background noise, Rob's just letting Scarlett out. She can get past the curtain. And I mean, but I do understand it gives people a lot of peace of mind.
I think it does. I think, again, everything in moderation.
Yeah.
You can take anything, as people do, to the extreme.
But I understand why 2,000 years ago religion was relevant and necessary. I don't think it is now.
No, I agree. And I think it does massively cause more issues than it solves.
100%.
These days, especially,
Yeah.
in terms of arguments, in terms of wars.
Yeah.
Like, whole wars are fucking started over imaginary people.
I don't think
it just makes
the
no
thing,
sense.
I mean, you do find, like, in Israel, you have a lot of conflict due to it, but I think most wars are monetary. They're not because of religion. They're not because of
But
my God's better than your
under
God.
the radar, they are, yes. But in terms of a reason for it,
Yeah.
let's be honest. I don't know if we've said it before or not, but war makes a lot of money
It
for
does.
everybody involved.
It does. I think the problem is as well in these, like in our country and a lot of countries, is all wars are abroad. We
Yes.
don't have war here,
No.
and it's easy to look at war as this thing. As it's like, you know, if you're in Afghanistan, for example, your country's been invaded, and you don't think of it like that. We don't think that we've invaded those countries. We just think we're there because they needed,
Because they need help.
yeah, or
Yeah.
they needed someone to come and interfere or whatever it is, provide assistance. But like, if that happened here, if we had like Iraqi tanks rolling through our streets, if London was in the state Baghdad is, which goes back to like refugees and stuff like that, when you create war somewhere, don't be surprised if people come and knock on your door saying, well, we need help now because you've just blown the fuck out of our country, right?
Yeah.
Nowhere to live. And I think with religion, when war is created because of religion, then it definitely isn't providing what its initial cause was, which is unity, peace, love, which is what religion should be.
But most are, really, in terms of, you know, what they are based on. But I think it's when it goes from one extreme to the other that's when it causes issues. isn't
I
it?
think
It's-
Buddhism's the only one that I've ever kind of like got on board with a little bit. When I was in Thailand, in Chiang Mai in the north, there's like, you can go and have a chat with some monks. They do it to try and improve their English. It's literally called monk chat.
Okay.
It's like loose women, but you go in, and the only thing is you're not meant to talk about religion, politics, or something else. I can't remember what it was. I talked about all of them. I sat down with the first guy. He was from Vietnam. His English was really limited, so I found it quite difficult to have. And it's almost like you're interviewing them because they're not asking about you.
No,
They're purely just like, ask me something, I'll answer it.
and I'll answer your question.
Yeah. So I asked, the next guy was from Myanmar or Burma, and I got into a good conversation with him. So I was like, "What do you like music?" He's like, "If it doesn't serve a purpose, we don't allow ourselves entertainment,"
Right. Okay.
which I found strange. But like, their whole point is to find enlightenment, being Nirvana.
Right.
Just go
Not the
back.
band.
Not the band. Nirvana.
Actual Nirvana.
Actual Nirvana. So unless it helps them in achieving it, then it's a distraction. So one thing I remember asking him, like, do you like music though? Like, secretly, just me and you now.
No one's listening.
And he was like, I like Bieber. And I was
Yes!
like, really?
Yes.
But his whole thing was that
Me and the monks.
yeah, right.
High five.
But he was like, so if you listen to like Slayer, for example, he's not going to understand it. It's meant to help their English, and because Bieber is clear
and awesome.
and phenomenal,
Yeah.
apparently.
His new album and the new songs are amazing.
Yomi is the worst piece of shit I've heard in my
Other than
entire
that one,
life. Yeah.
but-
it's the only one I've heard.
Intentions, all sorts,
Haven't
so
heard
good.
that. Right, but one thing I will say with the monk, when I sat having a conversation with him, and this was almost like a passing question, I was like, so why do you all wear orange and shave your heads? And he said that the Buddha, like Siddartha initially,
You're all going to learn something now?
you are going to learn something now. I learned something that day. If you shave your head, wear the same clothes, then you're not focused on vanity and ego.
That's why you do it.
Why I shave my head and wear
No,
orange.
why you wear the same clothes all the
Every
time.
day. I haven't got to think about it, right. But that, like, because we carried on the conversation afterwards anyway. He was like, anyway, what was I talking about? And we carried on talking. Of all the things we talked about for about 2 hours, me and this monk did. That was the thing that got me the most. Was shedding yourself of ego and vanity to focus on who you are as a person. Because we all have it. In Western society especially. Like every TV show, every film, every music video, every advert, every magazine. It's selling you sex.
Does that count for Simon Cowell? Because he's had the same haircut and wears the same clothes for about 20 years. Is that to shed him from ego and vanity?
I'm going to say, based on his demeanour, probably not.
Do you think he's quite egotistical?
I don't know the guy personally. I think he plays a character.
I agree.
I don't think that's authentically... I don't think at home, if his kids paint a picture, if he's got kids, and they come up like, hi daddy, like, what? I'm not going to do that voice ever again. If they come up with the picture...
For legal reasons, we're not saying that's how Simon Cowell's children sound.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know how... He's
got a lot of fucking money.
His kid might be 45, you know what I mean? I don't know.
He's young.
Oh, he is young, okay.
Actual child.
Okay. If he comes over with a painting, he's not going to be like, well, that's shit. Like, you should be better at this. I don't think he's that critical.
I would be.
Would you?
Because it
feeds. It's that what's it called? Participation award.
Be better.
Yeah, be better.
That's a shit picture.
Well, no,
it's not going on the fridge. Do a better one next week. Because then they'll try better and it'll go on the fridge and they'll get a better sense of well-being from it.
If they're told it's good, devil's advocate. If they're told it's good, then that will encourage them and they'll improve through repetition.
Yeah, but if they're shit at drawing, they're shit at drawing.
But how do you get better?
Go and be better at something else.
But how do you get better?
Well, you can't. You just shit.
Yeah, you can.
I'm shit at fucking golf, so
I don't think
play
Leonardo
anymore.
da Vinci was like shit at drawing the first time he drew. It probably wasn't.
I bet he was.
The Mona Lisa.
I know. I bet he was good from the start.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
That's why he's so good now. He's like, I'm pretty
dead,
good at this.
Dead now.
I'm pretty good at this. I'll carry on doing it. You know what I mean?
I think repetition probably helped.
Nah, bullshit.
I think maybe. I'm not saying with all
everybody's
things.
talents is natural talent.
I don't agree with participation awards, by the way. I think there should be winners and there should be losers.
I don't think you're right there. I'm going to have to jump in.
You disagree?
Yes, I disagree with what you're saying.
What?
Because... He's talking to Jake now, not me.
Yeah, repetition, it's proven that 10,000 hours of...
the statistics here.
Repetition on a specific subject can make you an expert in that subject, no matter what.
Even if it's a natural ability?
Yeah, 10,000 hours.
So this is 10,000 hours. Practicing something for 10,000 hours can make you an expert in said field.
So you're telling me if I play football for 10,000 hours, I'll be a Premier League footballer?
No, that's not what he's saying. But you'll be...
A Premier League footballer is a job.
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
You will be amazing at football.
You'll be better than you are
How
now.
you ask to get that job is a different thing altogether.
Yeah. So if you drew now for 10,000 hours, you would be an expert level artist, so to speak.
My children won't have 10,000 hours to spare. They'll be too busy doing other shit. Don't worry about that.
It's true. If you play the piano for 10,000 hours, you will know enough.
Yeah, like you can't say, for example, you can play for 100 hours, and I guarantee 100 hours in, you'll be better than you were 30 minutes
10,000 hours is a long fucking time.
That's a long fucking time. How many years is that? But yeah, if you did, I think it's 35
If my child
years?
naturally doesn't get better at drawing in 10,000 hours, just naturally, there's something wrong with my child.
But they would. That's the point. That's the argument. Is that they would get better.
If you spend 4 hours a day,
I was joking, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you spend 4 hours a day, that's 6.8 years.
Oh, that's not that long actually.
Who's got that much? Who's got that amount of time to fucking play
Yeah,
the
if you
piano?
do 4 hours a day.
The piano takes 10 years.
So if you've been playing piano for a decade, you should be fucking tits.
I was joking, by the way. I wouldn't tell my child not to draw.
Oh,
anymore
I did
because
get
she's
that.
shit.
I did get that.
That was a joke.
I don't think anybody's
Your future child.
My future child.
your future potential theoretical child.
Theoretical child.
Yeah.
But no, I was joking. If you want to draw, you crack on.
You crack on.
Still not going on the fridge, but you crack on anyway.
I mean, your fridge is just magnets of places you've been anyway.
Fucking right, and that's all. There's no fucking... You're not destroying my memories with your shit pictures, child. Fucking have your own fridge. When you've got a job, put it on your own fridge.
When you've got
put
a
your shit
job.
pictures up on your wall for all I care. I'm not bothered.
That's fair.
I don't want people to come around my house and go, who drew that on the fridge? oh, little Johnny, fucking hell, he's shit, isn't he? You know what I mean? I don't
I
want.
really hope in 20 years
Yeah.
that your
We'll play
child
this.
is
If
an
you
artist.
when you have children, I'm gonna play them this podcast.
And then you go around your child's house and they've got the biggest fucking
Yeah.
fridge you've ever seen.
Just covered in art.
Covered in fridge magnets.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him all.
Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Also, 5
that-
podcasts
but
in,
so-
producer Rob still hasn't got a microphone.
I know. Yeah.
We are working on
We
it.
are working on it.
It is. If anybody wants to sponsor producer Rob a microphone.
That would be great.
I've got a microphone, we just haven't got the equipment.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
haven't
we've
got the equipment. Yeah, we haven't got the
yeah.
equipment to make 3
We're
microphones.
a
work.
growing organism here. But right. Anyway, so the monk.
Oh yeah, we was on the monk. I forgot
monk.
about that.
And that was one thing that really stayed with me. But it's one of those things again. You have to consistently remind yourself of and practice. You can't just all of a sudden be like, "Cool, I'm not going to shave my head and start wearing orange." Firstly, I fucking hate orange.
I mean, there's also the whole Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, the jumpsuits
Wouldn't look great on you, would it?
It wouldn't.
You know what I mean?
It wouldn't.
there's
Yeah.
a whole wool linen situation going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, so no. So and but I think you can utilize the practice of it. You can focus on being a better person than putting value in how you look as paramount. And I get me saying that, looking the way I look, does have a sense of kind of irony to it, but not in the sense of like I try and sell myself as being this fashion orientated, staying with trends. Like I'm very much stuck in 1996. You know what I mean? It was like 96 came and I went, yep, cool.
This is me.
This is me. I'm set. I'm never. And the good thing is now the 90s come back in fashion every so long. So
Right.
I just go and shop the fuck out of it, and I'm good for another 6 years until it comes back around again. But I definitely think it's an important thing to focus on. It's like your brain is a muscle, and people go to the gym and people look after what they eat and stuff like that. It's putting that same energy into the person you are as well. You know what I mean? You're looking at me like...
I do. I know what you're saying. I think
I think I was reading about the monk and shaving your head and having the orange.
Was he lying to me? Was there something else entirely?
No, that's perfect.
Right, okay.
And I knew that I'd heard something along those lines with successful business people. So I've had a look, and like Steve Jobs always wore a turtleneck and jeans. And
Yeah, Mark
pants
Zuckerberg always wears a plain
every
t-shirt.
day because you waste less time. You'll save brain power, and you always feel good in what you wear.
Simon Cowell.
So,
Simon Cowell.
in that respect, the Nirvana thing that you spoke about,
Enlightenment.
and having more time
To focus on the path to enlightenment.
rather than thinking about
How do I look?
How do I look? I want to look this way for these people. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So the monk's way of thinking is actually really
Yeah.
bang on.
Which is why they don't kick off.
For modern
I've
day
never
society.
seen a monk kick off in my life.
I've seen a monk on a mobile phone though. That
very,
blew my mind.
it's weird seeing monks just around. Like I've never seen one before until I went to Thailand. I've seen a few since then. I saw a monk in aviators once. I've actually got a picture. I've got a photograph of me with a monk in aviators.
His
And I was
own.
like, sure, yeah. I was like, is that part of like? Can you do that? Is that all right? But I guess we need protection from the
I
sun.
mean, the
too.
sun's the sun.
Right, you know what I
It's the
mean?
same for everyone.
And are you going to go for a standard brand, or if you're thinking?
If you go for it.
But apparently, monks can be you can be a monk for like 6 months and opt out again. It's not like I didn't know this, but it's not like you're a monk forever. Some people are, but a lot of people. And this monk I was talking to, apparently his parents were pissed that he became a monk because they were like, "You should go and work and help our family, like bring income in." But by being a monk,
You just get rid of all that.
yeah, he's just like, I'm trying to be the best me, but apparently not everyone's
About that monk life.
about that monk life. Yeah,
I don't think I'm about that
I
monk
couldn't
life.
do the monk life. I couldn't.
It's quite a commitment, isn't
It
it?
really is. Like from fucking dawn to dusk, your entire job, or well, not a job, but your entire purpose is to find peace of mind to the point of enlightenment.
I mean, how much peace of mind is there? That you have to spend 70, 80 years looking for it?
Here's the thing as well. Just say you achieve it.
Then
You-
what?
Then what?
There's nothing else left in life.
Do you sustain it though? Or do you dip again? Is it like, okay, I've got there. I've spent 30 years.
Anyone want an ice cream?
Is that an ice cream van?
I think that's the theme tune to
Match of the day.
Match of the day.
Anyone want an ice
Hang
cream?
on, wait. I think it is as well, yeah.
Match of the day.
Ice cream van. Sorry about that.
Honest.
Welcome to Britain.
Okay. It's nearly dark.
I know, yeah. But it's England.
And it's freezing.
It's cold.
It could be 4 inches snow, and those motherfuckers will find their way through it. And there'll still be some asshole at the end of the street going, "Can I have a flake in mine, please?"
Why did he come to my house?
And do you know what? The ice cream man's got to eat.
He needs to earn his money.
That's his industry. Yeah.
He needs to earn
There
his
was
money.
a place, I think it was in South London somewhere. I went to watch West Brom versus Tottenham and stayed at my mate's house. This was a few years ago now. And there's a place where all the ice cream men like work out, like a depot of ice cream men and vans. Never seen it before. It's like the post office, but with ice cream.
Where are we talking?
I saw one in South London, and literally there must have been about 50 just.
What?
They're clocked in and then all left there. I don't know if all of them like that. Maybe
You are shattering images all over this country.
Have you ever seen an ice cream van parked on someone's driveway? Off the clock?
That's a good point. They must go somewhere.
They must go somewhere.
I think maybe. Have I?
That's what I'm saying,
I
Rob.
don't know.
No, are they individually owned, or are they owned by?
I think it depends on the business. I'm sure some are individually owned.
conglomerates?
But it might be, like, you might have a Royal Mail for ice cream,
Wow.
a UPS for ice cream, or you know what I mean?
Do not ruin ice cream.
I'm
It's
not
an
ruining
English
ice cream.
tradition.
Ice cream is still ice cream at the end of this.
It's an English tradition. There was a thing in the news that recently English people are going off tea.
I don't drink tea.
I only drink tea.
I'm the worst British
People are
person in the
fucking
world.
buying into this bullshit nonsense coffee, cappuccino, fucking coffee,
Frappuccino,
toffee,
right.
frappuccino, latte, skinny milk, fucking no soya bullshit.
And in October, everyone has pumpkin latte.
Spending
spices
fucking
shit.
£9 a cup and going, that's good value, that is. No! Buy some fucking PG tips.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's traditional. It's
So,
if fucking Iceland can all have the
Tradition.
same name,
tradition is the enemy of progress.
it also adds to the thing. Don't know what I'm not as articulate as you. I don't know what the fuck you know what I'm saying. Just drink more tea.
But I've
All
never
right.
drank tea. I drink water. I just drink
more
I
tea.
used to drink milk, and then I became vegan for a while. So I stopped drinking milk, and then I wasn't vegan.
How did that work out for you?
Drink milk. I think everyone should be vegan.
I think you need to shut up.
I don't think. I mean, I eat meat. I ate meat. I've had meat today.
Why should everybody be vegan?
Let's save that for another podcast.
What, just generally across the board? You're
Yeah.
just going to put that out there and
Just
say,
put
I
that
think,
out there.
even though you're not, you're
Even
just
though
going to
I'm
sit
not.
there and go, I think
I'm a
everybody should be
complete
vegan.
hypocrite in this. I try and have vegan days now. That's what I'm saying.
I've had a Hooters cap on for 4 podcasts. I have no
a fan of
intentions
Hooters.
whatsoever
Of turning vegan.
of ever being a vegan.
Let me ask you this, just before we get into it.
It just seems, not even the moral side of it, just seems like fucking hard work.
If someone said to you, here's 2 chicken wings, right? They both taste equally as good as each other. One is made of chicken and one is plant-based. Would you be adverse to having a plant-based one?
No, but they're not gonna.
Well, no, because it could progress to that.
If it could, but it won't.
But if it did...
And I will make sure that it doesn't.
But okay, so like a burger or something like that. If you could have a plant-based burger and a beef burger, and they literally texture, taste, smell, everything.
Yeah, but you could say that about anything, couldn't you? You could say, like, if we developed an alcohol that wasn't alcoholic and everyone that didn't turn you into an alcoholic and everyone could drink it and you all got the same buzz, but it didn't destroy your fucking liver.
Yeah, but no one's working on that.
No,
People are working on this.
But you could say that about anything.
But you can. But I'm not saying about anything. I'm saying about an industry that is currently growing. There's like 2 more million vegan, or 10% of the country.
Oh,
or 5%
don't we
of the
fucking
country.
know about it? Don't we know about it? Don't they make sure that we all know about it?
I don't think most of them.
If you
do.
want to be vegan, be vegan. We don't all have to know about it.
I don't think they all tell you.
They fucking do.
Some of them do.
They all do.
Some of them do.
It's the same as CrossFit
No,
people.
I've got a couple.
Just go to CrossFit.
Do people
We don't
still-
need to know.
Do people still do CrossFit?
Yeah.
That was a thing a couple of years ago. Every
Just do it. You
motherfucker
don't have to
did
check in at the
CrossFit.
gym. We don't care.
Yeah, that was.
If you want to be vegan, be vegan. Same thing with pineapple on pizza. If you want to do it, just do it.
We've established this a few episodes ago. If you want pineapple, I don't eat pineapple on pizza, but if you want to, that's fine.
Just vegans. Vegans stress me out.
Why do they stress you out?
Because I just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
But you know what I find?
Why do they call it? Why do they call it Faken? The fuck is... It's fake bacon. No, it's not. It's fucking plants.
It is.
Just call it plants.
But it's just, that's just advertising. That's just branding. It's just a way of making it.
Fucking does my head
I've got
in.
no, I think when I first heard faking, I was like, that's fucking
Meat-free sausage rolls. They're not meat-free sausage rolls. They're plants in pastry. It's not a meat-free sausage roll. There's no sausage in it.
Right, but the thing is, if I want a sausage roll and I'm vegan, then the fact that it's called that makes my searching a lot less.
Bullshit.
It's there. I
It's
know
not.
what it
It's
is.
because people like the idea of being vegan, but don't secretly want to give up meat.
Well, no, because I get that. Because most vegans are not vegans because they don't like the taste of animals. It's the ethical aspect of it.
Yeah, so calling it faking and fucking... No.
You're strangely angry about something that has zero impact on you.
It does. Because
How
I have
does
to
it?
see it. I have to live it. I have to put up with people going, oh, you're eating that burger. Oh, how do you ethically feel about that?
Wait.
Fuck you.
When was the last time that actually happened to
That
you?
happens regular.
When was the
Especially
last
when I go
time-
to Greg's.
When was the last time it happened? You go to Greg's all the time.
You shouldn't go to Greg's. What's that? Corned beef? Fuck you don't even know what's in it. Don't care what's in it. Tastes good.
So just let them eat their...
You don't know what's in your fucking meat-free fucking
But let them have
vegan...
it. Let them have it. Let
Vegan
them have
sausage
it.
roll. It's not a sausage
This
roll.
is the
It's a
thing,
vegan
right?
roll.
No, this is the thing, right? You and people who have that voice and that outlook are louder than vegans.
Yeah. Because there's more of us.
Right, so you're saying...
As it should be.
So you're saying you don't like vegans going around saying people should be vegans, but you're then at the same
No,
platform
I don't
on
go
the same...
round.
The sentence following is fuck you vegans. So you can't say the vegans
I don't go
are
around.
anti-meat.
I don't go around shouting at people, why are you eating them plants?
You're
Them
doing
plants
it
have
now.
got feelings
You're
too.
literally...
Only in retaliation to people that have shouted that at me.
No one's here shouting at you.
Oh, you are. You're telling me I'm not allowed to be anti-vegan.
You're not allowed to be anti-vegan. Let people be vegan. Let people have pineapple pizza.
Oh, let people be
Let
vegan.
men suck dick.
Don't tell me I'm
Let
not allowed to eat
women
meat. Stop it.
No one's telling you that.
People have.
They-
People have told me that I shouldn't be eating Greg's. That may have been for dietary reasons and or health
You
issues.
did get... You got... We went to Greg's a couple of weeks ago together and you've got a Greg's loyalty card.
I haven't anymore. It's all gone.
Oh, is it all gone?
But
Do you see Stormzy got a black...
don't even go
black
there.
card.
Don't even go there.
Does that upset you?
Don't even go there with the Stormzy having a Greg's loyalty
Okay.
card.
We won't open that kind of worms.
Fuming.
I think it's about... How long we got?
I'm so hungry.
Is it about time?
I'm so
Gonna leave now
hungry.
while we wound up Jake about vegans. You know what?
Stormzy.
I'm gonna bring some vegan food round for you.
Stormzy has a concierge card,
fuck off.
which means he doesn't even have to go to Greg's.
Oh, really?
He can literally,
Order.
wherever he is, he can say, get me a steak bake, man, or however we'd say it, in a grime version of
Right.
saying that.
Because he doesn't just talk normal the rest
No,
of the
he's
time.
grime artist, isn't he? So
Okay.
we'd be like, get me a steak bake,
Right.
brethren, or something, and he would say...
Is that racist? I'm trying to work out.
No,
if
it's
that's
not racist. It's
Okay.
just a grime term.
Right, okay.
And that literally, Greg's bring it to you. Wherever he is, Greg's will bring it to him.
I wish for you in your life that you achieve that.
Do you know what Greg's answer was?
Wait.
We give this to our most loyal customers. Hello?
No, he is.
Hello?
But what I hope,
Hello?
I hope that you achieve it. But I hope in the time it takes you from now to when you achieve it, they go fully vegan. That's my hope for you. Is that the day you get your concierge card, the day after,
Meat no longer
they're like,
exists.
we no longer do meat. We are purely 100%
Don't
vegan
even
based.
joke about it.
That's what I hope for you.
Because somebody from Greg's might be listening.
Honestly, Greg's, go for it. Well, they released their sausage rolls. Sorry, we're going to run over a minute. We went through an hour. They released vegan sausage rolls. And this is what I hate about, like, you know, the whole snowflake culture. The people who call people snowflakes get more offended by shit than people that they're saying get offended.
Yep.
And you had like Piers Morgan and everyone losing. Like, how dare they have vegan sausage rolls? Like, you don't have to eat it. If it touches yours, it doesn't make it vegan also. Shut the fuck up. Like, just let vegan people be vegan.
That's fine. Just don't
And let meat
fucking
eaters be meat
preach about
eaters.
it.
I get that. I don't think as many people preach about it. I think the problem is some people do preach about it, and that gives the rest of them a bad name.
Greg's.
Right. So this was entertaining.
Yeah.
We've
Still very
We've
angry.
left you on an angry point.
Still angry.
If this was a 2-hour podcast, the next hour would be just you
Be a different story.
raging.
Be a different story.
It would be.
Anyway.
You can follow us on social media with YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Our podcast is available on YouTube and Deezer and Spotify and Apple and all other.
And if you can all at Greg's and just let them know that their number one fan has got a podcast now.
Yeah.
And we need to sort that out. Be much appreciated. People power.
People power.
Power to the people.
Power to the Gregs.
God bless Greg's. We'll see you all next week, hopefully on a less ranty vibe. Peace
Take it
and
easy.
love.
It's been good.